Welcome to Legends of the Ring. Our guest today is former WBA Heavyweight Champion Mike Hercules Weaver. Mike won the title March 31st, 1980 against Big John Tate with a 15-round knockout. He defended his title successfully twice and lost the title on December 10th, 1982 to Michael Dokes on a first-round controversial stoppage. Welcome to Legends of the Ring. Mike, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you very much. How are yourself?
So tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Well, I was born in a place called Gatesville, Texas. I moved to Compton, California when I was about 3 or 4 years old. Then raised there for a while, then moved to Pomona in like 14, 13, grew up in the Pomona area.
So were you a boxing fan?
Hated boxing, I hated boxing. My father used to watch boxing, every Wednesday night television. Hated boxing.
So how did you become a boxer?
I became a boxer during the Marine Corps. In the Marine Corps, I was in a club one day, and I wanted this jukebox to play a certain song. And the guy got there the same time I did. He pushed me out the way, and I pushed him back. He swung at me. I swung back at him. The guy knocked him my cold left hand with a hook, which I knew was called at the time. With a left hook. A few days later, some coaches asked about me interested in running the boxing team. I told them the first thing about boxing. They said, well, the guy you knocked out was the heavyweight champion Marine Corps. So I'm just started.
So that's how you got started. So how'd you get your nickname Hercules?
A guy with a body better than mine gave me his nickname, Ken Norton.
Ken Norton.
I worked with Ken Norton, yeah.
Now, a lot of people, like when I grew up, I used to box, but of course not at your level, but weightlifting was a big thing. Do not weightlift. You look like you were lifting some weights. Is that true?
No, I never lift weights. I mean, I lift little weights for exercise. No. Bodybuilding ran through our family. My father was well built, and my brother was. Someone was well built. It just came natural. Lift the weight wasn't one of my things.
Okay, so you're in the Marine Corps. You start boxing for the Marine Corps, right? So
yeah.
How successful were you as an amateur?
Well, I had, I think, 25 fights, and won 30, and lost 3.
So how did you decide to turn to professional?
Well, my plan was to go into the Marine Corps and make a career at the boxing, at the Marine Corps. I want to stay a career. My father had died while in the Marine Corps, and I worked with my mother and my brother and stuff like that. So I came outside. I got the Marine Corps to find a job to help support her, and then couldn't find a job. So someone said, go turn pro. When you turn pro, make a little dollar boxing. I decided to do that. Make a dollar a year.
Okay, well let's talk about your professional career. You start out 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
What were you thinking? Were you not taking boxing serious, or did you have bad management, or were you not training correctly? What was the deal?
All of the above. I wasn't taking it serious. wasn't training. I had a manager didn't know anything about boxing. Just wasn't taking it serious. I was just basically doing as a job and money like that. So.
Okay, then you go on to win 8 straight fights, and in fact you win the California state title. So you started getting better. What changed?
Well, when I worked with Ken Norton told me, he said, Michael, if you start training and taking boxing seriously, you can make some noise in the heavyweight ring because you're not training, you ain't taking it serious. Ken Norton told me that. So after he told me that, I said, God, I took the heat and I started training a little bit seriously. And then I come to the gym one day, I met a fighter wanted me to spar him by the name of Eddie Bossman Jones. Eddie Bossman Jones was light heavyweight, but never knocked out in a fight. He been knocked out twice, and both times was in sparring. One by George Foreman, one by me.
So then you fight for the NABF.
Yeah.
NABF title against Leroy Jones.
Yeah.
You lose the fight on a close decision, but you're being more competitive.
I lost on my hometown decision. He was known, I wasn't known. Leroy Jones was undefeated, 6'5", 280 pounds, and he didn't name, but they gave him a decision, but I didn't think he won the fight, but they gave him a decision.
All right, then you come back, you win 5 in a row, and in fact, Yeah, you won 5 in a row, and then in June 1979, I guess you get a call from Larry Holmes.
Yeah. They're home looking for an easy win, I guess, before he fought Shaver, I believe, who he ready to fight. And I got the fight. I just won the United States Championship right before that. So, and I think I was fighting a guy by the name of Bernardo Ricardo, who I consider the hardest puncher I ever fought. We were fighting, I think in Tahoe, Lake Tahoe, Nevada, one or two. And Ken Norman was in the audience, and somebody said he's looking to see who is going to fight you or not.
Okay, so you score. So the Larry Holmes fight. Let's talk about it real quick. I think a very close fight. Larry Holmes admitted that it was one of his toughest fights. Matter of fact, I think in the 4th round, if you ever look at it on YouTube, I think you knocked him down.
Yeah, I think so too. Larry Holmes called me just last week. He called me last week. That's the last time he called me. He had called me and told me that, Michael, he said, I've always respected you. I've always looked up to you because you were my behind. He told me himself on the phone. He called me, but I said, well, things happen. So, but if I made me come out for Larry Holmes, I think I ranked number 9th in the world. After I fought Larry Holmes, was 9th to number 1 contender in the world.
So now you're moving on up, and you got a couple more wins, and then I guess you get a call from John Tate's gang asking for a fight, huh?
Yeah.
Mike Tate was a young fighter. He just won the title off Jerry Kozia.
Yeah.
And I guess he was looking for his first defense.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
Well, they were looking for, like I said, they were looking for an easy fight, and they thought I was an easy fight, which I was for 14 rounds. And it's just, when I told people I was going to fight Tate, I just told people I'm going to win a championship. I actually told people I'm going to win. I actually really felt I was going to win the championship. It didn't go out the way it didn't happen the way I went. I dreamed about it. That's the way I felt. I told everybody I was going to win the championship with Tate. And then I remember my manager in the 14th, 15th round, he said, Michael, you've been telling everybody you want to fight. You got the last round to do it. You got to knock him out. I said, I remember reciting the 23rd Psalm, asked God for strength, and that's what I did.
Let's go back to Larry Holmes. What was your thought process for that fight? Did you think you had a good shot? I mean, Larry Holmes was right up there. He was a top guy.
Like I told you, I was fighting. I thought Larry Holmes was a great fighter. I thought he was a great fighter. I said, he might beat me, but he don't know he's been in a fight. And that's all. I mean, I'm not going in and just fall out. He don't know he's been in a fight. And I really feel if I had more training, more training, didn't have there really no training like I should be training. Because if I was on 1 minute, off, on, off, we went to New York. We thought the fight would be one day, and John King said it was going to be June. It was going to be June. So we were to stay in New York. We couldn't go home. We stayed like that. It was like a fight that came unexpectedly close to me. Sooner we thought it was going to come. So we trained our first few days in New York. We had no sparring partner, nothing like that. No sparring partner or no place to train, no gym. One day we went to Ken Norton. We went to Larry Holmes gym and trained there. The guy over there, Bobby Goodman, took us to Ken Norton gym. Went to Larry Holmes gym. Larry Holmes found out about it. He got mad. He got mad. So.
Okay, so you win the title. You're the new WBA Heavyweight Champion. You knocked out Tate in the 15th round. How did your life change?
Well, got me a different car. That's right to really change. I had a little extra money now, but before my life changed. I was still Michael. But I won the championship, and I won it. I won the championship. I wasn't supposed to win a championship. I wasn't supposed to win it, and no one helped me win. I just won it.
Well, I'm at your house right now, and I see pictures of all kinds of people here. I see Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye. I think your life changed a little bit, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. they became my friend. I met them, but I knew Marvin Gaye before I became championship. Before I became championship, and yeah, I met him before.
Okay, so now you're the champion. Now you got your first defense. You're going to South Africa to fight Jerry Koza, whatever. Koza, and it's in South Africa. There's a lot of political problems going on over there. And did you have anybody ask you, hey, not to go down there? Or?
I had a few people that asked not to go to South Africa. One was Jesse Jackson. He actually called me to tell me don't go to South Africa because of the apartheid and the racism. I told Jesse Jackson there's apartheid racism over here. I'm going as an athlete, not as a politician. But he said, no, so that was it.
So what was your thinking going into that fight? You got a guy who's, it seemed to me like the WBA was trying to get him the title. He had just lost the title to Tate, or he lost a vacant title with Tate. And then his next shot is against you. So
well, I think they were trying to give it to him too, because a lot of people thought I was selling the championship, selling the title by going to South Africa to fight him. But at that time it was $2.2 million. They feel that they thought they was buying the championship from me. But I actually knew, believed, prayed that I was not Coach Phil. I knew that. I knew it. I mean, I knew it was going to be a hard fight. I trained for a hard fight. I knew it, but I knew I was not Coach Phil.
Okay, so now you're the champion. You're back home. You defended your title. You defended against Quick Tillis, James Quick Tillis, and then you have Michael Dokes. What was your thinking going into that fight?
That was all politics. I was actually told by somebody before the fight, before the first done Michael Dokes fight, to watch out. They first chance to get they're gonna stop the fight. This was told to me by somebody who overheard. Said the first chance they can get they're gonna stop the fight. So,
yeah, that was a controversy fight. When he stopped it in one round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I guess it was pretty controversy because you got a rematch right away.
You're right. Yes, that's why I got rematch. I mean, those came out fast when I was cold, hopping out. But the old boy wasn't hurt and everything like that. Even the referee wasn't hurt. He said, and he hopped back on me, throwing punches. And most punches I was just blocking. Except no Joey Curtis hopping in and stopped the fight. And I lost all respect for Joey Curtis. I never did like him since then. Bless his soul. But so I used to be the first one who was kind of close. I mean, I knew Joey Curtis, and he actually refereed a couple of my fights when I fought for the USBA championship. He refereed. And he used to say to me, "What for me, you win the championship. Because for me, you win the championship." Something like that he used to say. Because he stopped the fight when I fight in Stan Ward. And he said, "Because for me, you win the championship."
Yeah. So then
he didn't take it from me.
So then you get a rematch, and it goes to a draw. What were you pretty upset about that, or?
You can't be upset about politics, but yeah, I was upset though, because I always did a fight with man and said you gotta do this, gotta go ahead, gotta do more punches. You win the fight, but you know who know what they may do. You're winning the fight. And he kept telling me you won the fight, and I think the last round he said you got the fight, you got the fight. Just don't get careless. That's what happened. Just don't get careless and fight yours. And unfortunately, it was a draw.
And no rematch.
Then we tried to get rematch with Joe, and I remember Michael Dokes said, "I'll never give Mike a rematch. I'll fight my own mom before I fight him again." That's what he said.
Okay, well then you get another shot. You get another shot at the title. You fight Pinklin Thomas, and I guess you get stopped in that one. What was going on with that one?
Actually, I actually didn't feel I was gonna beat Thomas. I wasn't the fighter I was. Say when I fought Dokes, I was like maybe half that.
Yeah, that was a few years afterwards.
I was half that. Really running. My leg was so weak. That's why I actually got knocked down the first round. My everything was gone. I didn't have any legs. If you watch the fight, I just didn't have any legs. I just not take anything from people that fight. I just didn't have it.
And then I guess you became like just a journeyman almost. Yeah, you fought Lennox Lewis and Carl Truth Williams. You had a lot of good people on there. But
Yeah.
what surprised me was at 49 you're fighting Larry Holmes. What was that?
I'm at the post. I had a job at the post office. I had a good job at the post office working. One day I get a phone call from the promoter, Harold Smith, say, Michael, I'm gonna fight Larry Holmes again for old folks, old timer rematch. I'm an I said, man, I haven't fought in a year. I'm working. I got a job. He said, we pay you $60,000. I said, okay, I'll take them. I'll take it. So that's how it happened, just like that. I went and trained. I trained. I probably, I work at the same time. I work at night at the post office. I probably train 2 days a week. just to lose a little weight, probably. Like I said, I just doing it for the money.
Okay, well, let's ask you a couple of questions here. Your toughest fight?
All the one that I got in the first round.
Hardest puncher?
I say a guy by the name of Bernardo Mercado, and Bernardo Mercado, I think, is the hardest puncher I ever fought. I tell everybody that.
Okay, what was the largest purse, and well, who did you make the largest purse against?
Gary Cosilla. So,
That's what I figured. They sending all over there. The fight you wanted but you didn't get.
Fight the one that I didn't get. I can't. I know one time they're talking about the Tyson fight. They're talking about the Tyson fight, and even Harold Smith said he can put the fight over China somewhere. And I kind of want these. That was way past my career, but past my prime. But I would have liked that fight, but I would have liked it. Probably got beat up, but I still would like it.
Let me ask you, were these fights ever in play? Let's see, Muhammad Ali, was there ever in play?
See, Ali had signed to fight John Tate. They'd already signed the fight, $5 million. And after they fought me, I messed up with them. It was me and Ali was supposed to fight, and we were talking about fighting me. He was supposed to fight me. It was a big thing. And at the press conference, they having a press conference in L.A., and my manager told me, we're not going. I said, well, we ain't going to the press. He said, he's heard that Ali's not going to announce he fight, he's going to fight Larry Holmes. So that's how it happened when the press conference. He was supposed to announce to fight me. He said, to fight Larry Holmes. And then after that, I said, oh, man, we used to talk on the phone. I said, oh, what happened to me, man? I wasn't hurt you too bad. I could use a little money. He said, well, I'll fight you later on at the home. That's what he told me. But then we fought Terry Berber. I asked him, I give you a shot at the title. He didn't want to. So I asked him. So,
how about George Foreman? Was there any talk of you fighting him?
It was never no George talk about fighting George Foreman, but I have a funny story about George Foreman. I was called to be his sparring partner, exhibition in San Diego. He was just won the championship. He had 5 guys he was sparring with. I was small. One day like 6'4", I was small as one. And I was the last one sparring. I looked like he was beating up real bad. Always, while he sparred these guys, I'm constantly in prayer. no big deal. Anyway, I got in the ring, and I don't know, I stick move. He wasn't trying to load up and like that. And then the last round, the 4th round, he hit me with a jab, and I think I wouldn't hit this off the ground. Give him a jab. Got the time I weighed probably about 190. And then I think the following month I fought Ali Court at the Forum. I think Ali Court, and Forum was there, and I fought this guy who was undefeated. I knocked him out in the first round. George Foreman hop off in the ring. In the ring, he said, I ain't gonna fight you no more. I'll never fight you no more. You hit too hard. That made my day. He did. He said, I ain't sport you no more. You hit too hard.
How about Jerry Cooney?
Well, I was supposed to fight Jerry Cooney, but then WBA come talking about Bob Aaron said, you have a contract with him. We have to fight Tillisford. If you fight Cooney, they're gonna strip you. They're gonna strip you from the title. And we thought Cooney people came to our house one time, boy, and we thought that they would agree to wait till we at the Cooney fight, and then fight us. At the Cooney fight, they fought Larry Holmes, so again Larry Holmes stole the fight from me.
How about Joe Frazier? Was he down already, or?
No, Joe Frazier back in '76. Joe Frazier came to the gym in Hoover Street Gym. He come here. He was training at Hoover Street Gym like in '78, but '78 something like that. And he was sparring heavyweight. Every day I came, I want to spar. I want to spar. Every time I come, I miss it. I know that's in spar. I came too late or too early, and never worked with him. And that was it. I never had opportunity. Never had opportunity.
And Ernie Shavers?
No, Ernie Shaver. I never worked with Ernie Shaver. I think one day I met Ernie Shaver. He did some. He hit me in my shoulder and hurt my shoulder. No, just kidding. I never got shavings now.
Okay, what was your greatest joy in your boxing career?
My greatest joy was when I won the championship, man. When I won the championship and I tried to make a flip, you know, trying to be what's it called? I tried to make a rope here, trying to make a flip. I turn on back and it didn't work out. So I stayed on the ground, so I stay here. This is better. Yeah.
Okay, what was your biggest disappointment in your career, boxing career?
Big was the Dokes fight. That was probably my biggest disappointment.
The first one?
The way they did it, to me, yeah, that was.
Probably both of them were pretty
Both
disappointing.
of them, yeah, both of them close. But the first one, that's what they did. They took them tired. I figured out politics.
So what do you think about the heavyweight division today?
They can all beat me up. I mean, well, they heavyweights.
Is there anyone that you like out of the group? We got Joshua, we got Wilder.
I like Wilder. I like Joshua. I like Joshua. I like Wilder. Yeah.
Do you watch boxing now? Are you a fan now?
Yes.
Give me your top 5.
Top 5 what?
Top 5 boxers in today.
About any weight class?
Yeah, any weight class.
Nah, that's I really don't know my top 5 yet. I couldn't tell you what type 5.
Okay, you have a favorite fighter now?
I really have a favorite fighter now.
Okay, so now you're involved with the youth. Can you tell us a little bit what you're doing with the youth?
Well, my manager assistant, he can tell you more about it. Jimmy Staton, who used to be a singer with the Coasters, he can tell you more about it than I can.
So what's it called?
The Mike Brew Foundation.
Okay, well let's hear what Jimmy has to say. Jimmy, just hold it. Just hold it.
Okay. Should I move over?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the foundation, Jimmy.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about the foundation. First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. As Mike said, I used to sing with the Coasters. I never did any recording, but I did a lot of performances, so I was second generation Coaster. I wore a lot of hats. I retired from the California Youth Authority, and that's where I really got interested in boxing. I grew up in a town called El Centro, and my next door neighbor was Manuel Ortiz. And he had all the kids in the neighborhood boxing, and he was a fanatic about boxing. So when I went into service, sort of like Mike, I went to an athletic day and I beat all these Golden Glove guys, and I had never been in a gym, just like Mike. And they asked me where I was from. I said El Centro, and nobody knew where that was. So I told them Los Angeles, and so they knew that area. After that, I did qualify for the military Olympic team. But at that time, Vietnam was pretty hot, and they found out that it was for the 68 Olympics. And they found out that blacks were going to boycott the Olympics, and the military said they didn't want to get involved, so they sent me back to Vietnam. I left the military, and I went to work for the California Youth Authority, I retired from the youth authority. While in the youth authority, I had a boxing team from the youth authority versus the local at-risk kids, and I've always loved kids, and I've had a gym. I've been training kids for about 30, 40 years. And I know Mike back from the Pomona days, and actually his older brother and I used to run together. His older brother, Ardrine.
Younger.
Oh, you younger than you? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're older than
Yeah, I'm
me.
older than you.
I'm sorry. But Ardrine and I used to run together, and, you know, of course, Mike was there, and Mike was a champion and all of that. And we had some fun times back in the days. So I've always known Mike. So just meeting with Mike again, we've become very close. And I gave him this vision that I had. I said, well, why don't we found this foundation and try to raise the level of boxing in general. There's a lot of underprivileged, at-risk kids that if they knew what you know, things would be different in boxing. Not only for the underprivileged kids, but for ex-boxers, guys who never did anything but boxing, don't have a job. We have boxers that died now and their family need assistance and that type of thing. So I guess God gave me this vision. Why don't we start a foundation? Now what this foundation is intended to do is to hold an annual worldwide conference and get everybody involved in boxing. Trainers, promoters, coaches, and get the kids, of course, involved, and try to have a seminar at the conference to teach kids about bullying, what to do when they win their first purse. Don't go out and buy a car and have a wreck and get killed. How to invest that money, how to look for a coach, how to look for a manager. Just raise the level of the kids. Most underprivileged kids drop out of boxing because they can't afford it. And we need to give them some guidelines as to how to pursue their career, what to do when they do get it. And that's why they go to the streets. Judging from the kids that I work with in the youth authority, there were some very talented kids. They weren't bad, they just didn't have anything, you know, everybody got some good in them. I brought out a lot of good in a lot of kids, and they changed their lives because of boxing. So I'm saying if we could do this on a worldwide basis, just have an annual convention where everybody can work together instead of the cutthroat business that it is now. Everybody meet in one place annually, have a 3 or 4 day conference, have some seminars, some guest speakers, of course some entertainment, and just help the kids start out at a different level and they'll stick with it. But if nothing's happening for them, they're getting used, they can't afford to take trips or whatever. That's what the foundation is primarily trying to do. And we want an avenue for them to be able to apply for some assistance, to meet coaches, to just network, etc. So that's the basic thing of the foundation, is to help the kids. But again, we want to help the ex-fighters who need assistance. There's a lot of homeless guys, and you're always reading about they needing assistance and all of that. So that's what we want to do with the foundation. And at this point, it seems pretty good. We met quite a few people. We got some contacts in China and the Philippines. Of course, here in the United States, in the Coachella Valley, Lee Espinoza, who was a board member, a legendary trainer. Boxing is pretty big right now on the West Coast, around De La Hoya and a few other people. But Lee Espinoza is probably the father of trainers. He trained De La Hoya as well. So he's on the board, and there's quite a few people on the board. But the main thing is the purpose of the foundation is to assist the underprivileged, at-risk kids, to get them some avenues to get off the streets instead of going to the gangs and, you know, shooting up schools, and, you know, just raise the whole level of boxing. We want to have some referees, of course, to teach everybody what's going to be expected, and you know, because most kids come out the street, they don't know what to do. They don't know how. They're usually training in their daddy's gym, and when it's not going the way they expect it, they go straight to the streets. There's a lot of talent out there that could be helped, and I think this would be an avenue, you know, to just raise the level of boxing as an industry.
So what's the foundation called, and how could somebody give you guys a hand with it?
It's the Mike Hercules Weaver Foundation Incorporated. What you can do is you can contact me, and we can network with everybody that's involved. At this point, right now we're just waiting to get an answer to get a certification of 501(c)(3), and that's in the works. It should be here in the next couple of weeks. And the next thing is Mike is going to be, well, I've been told that he's going to get a Lifetime Achievement Award at an award ceremony, and if you would attend that, help Mike out like that, if you want to donate, you know, you can contact me, but don't donate yet because we don't have the.
So what's your email address so they can get a hold of
My
you?
email address is Jimmy, Jimmy, Staton, Staton, excuse me, jimmylamontstaton at sbcglobal.net. Let me say that again, jimmylamontstaton at sbcglobal.net. And we can talk about exactly a particular thing that we can do as needed right now. But if you're interested in it, I would love talking with you about it, and then we can figure out how you can help us. I know you're one of the referees. We can use you to do a seminar with one of the kids. We're going to use guest speakers. Mike knows a lot of celebrities. We're going to have some top entertainment. One of the guys I mentored just called me yesterday. His name is Walter Beasley Jr. He's got a top 10 hit album right now. He was a professor at Berkeley, and he's doing well. He just moved back to the West Coast, and he found out about the foundation. He gave me a call and asked how he can help. So all the people that Mike know, that I know, I think we can make this thing happen. We would like to do a fundraiser in Pomona. We're talking with the city council. One of the guys on my board is the mayor of El Centro, and he's talking with the mayor of Pomona. We want to declare a Mike Weaver Day. We want to do a fundraiser, a dinner fit, and that's one thing you can do. You can attend the benefit and make every donation or whatever you want to do at that point. So all this is in the works. We're right at the tip, and like I said, we're just waiting for the certification, and then we're going to move on this thing.
Well, that's great to hear. I just want to thank you guys both for what you're doing, and Mike, thanks for being on Legends of the Ring. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we're done.